Everything is fine over in the DCU, okay? If you're confused, that's a you problem, because I understand everything. It's all great over here on Understander Island. Gal Gadot recently made some pretty explicit statements claiming that she is in fact going to be coming back as Wonder Woman in the DCU. So let's actually read her comments and just get a refresher, why don't we? So this was in an interview with comicbook.com. She says, "I love portraying Wonder Woman," she said. "It's so close to and dear to my heart. From what I hear from James and from Peter is that we're going to develop a Wonder Woman 3 together. I was invited to a meeting with James Gunn and Peter Safran," Gadot said, "and what they told me, and I'm quoting, 'You're in the best hands. We're going to develop Wonder Woman 3 with you. We love you as Wonder Woman. You've got nothing to worry about. So time will tell.'" I mean, she literally said, and I quote, she's like, "Did I stutter? I am coming back as Wonder Woman." When I heard that, I was like, oh my gosh, that would be an awful decision, at least in my opinion. I think, first of all, Gal Gadot is just not a good actress, and I'm sorry, but I kind of feel like a good actress should be playing Wonder Woman. I think she's a pretty important character. And then not only that, it's just confusing. Like, I don't think you should do it, but you can get away with bringing back Peacemaker and Viola Davis from the old DCEU, like bringing back those actors, because those are relatively niche characters. Having Gal Gadot standing next to David Cornsweat's Superman, that's just going to be confusing. It just is. And obviously people are just completely turned off of the DCEU. Them seeing Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, they're just going to be like, oh, that's that old DCEU that I dislike. I don't care. So I just think it's a bad move. And I was like, James, I think we are heading for disaster. But alas, me of little faith, I should have known that Gal Gadot was fibbing. Well, we don't actually know if she was fibbing. Let's read an article from Variety, why don't we? Despite recent comments from Gal Gadot claiming DC heads James Gunn and Peter Safran told her they would develop Wonder Woman 3 together, sources with knowledge of the situation tell Variety that is not the case. According to the sources, a third Wonder Woman film is not in development at DC Studios, nor do Gunn and Safran have plans at this time for any Wonder Woman project in the new DC universe other than their previously announced Paradise Lost prequel series for Max. The sources added to Variety that nothing was ever promised to Gadot regarding Wonder Woman 3, nor was there any definitive discussion of Gadot's Wonder Woman continuing with the new DC universe. So, according to Variety, Gal Gadot is just lying. Here's the thing. She explicitly said, and I quote, but according to the Variety article, they're saying that conversation never happened. Is it possible that maybe Gal Gadot just misunderstood? I feel like that's the most likely scenario, right? But at the same time, that's a pretty big misunderstanding. It's like to exactly quote them and say that it's definitively happening. I don't know, man, but like, at the end of the day, we weren't in the rooms. We can't know definitively what happened. But according to Variety, it's definitely not happening. The movie isn't being developed. Because the other possibility that I had brought up in my other video on this was that maybe the Wonder Woman 3 would be like an Elseworlds movie, and it just wouldn't be set in the DCU. But even then, in my opinion, I feel like that just conflicts a bit too much with their current DCU, because I think you can do more Robert Pattinson Batman movies outside of the DCU because that was never a part of a larger cinematic universe. That was always understood to be its own thing. You know, the same goes for Joker 2. I feel like developing a third Wonder Woman movie it's just giving people just the illusion that the DCEU is still continuing, and I just don't think that that's a very smart move. We don't know for sure, but I am relieved. Like, I'm sorry, no offense to Gal Gadot. She seems like a lovely lady. I just don't think she can act. And that's really where it comes to with me. Like, at the end of the day, I think I've been getting a little too riled up with all of the decisions that have, maybe have or haven't been made, that everything that's been reported on. But at the end of the day, all that really matters, like at the end of the day, what James Gunn really has to do in regards to the DCU is just make good movies. The way that you structure your cinematic universe, hell, even if you decide to bring back characters from the DCEU like Peacemaker and Amanda Waller, stuff can get messy and maybe things should be structured some way, but if you make a new Superman movie and it's amazing, and then you make a great Batman movie, and then at some point you make a great Wonder Woman movie, and then that's supported by a really great Authority movie, by a really amazing Waller show. If you make good content, that's really all that matters. And a part of making great content is getting good performances out of your actors. So, I'm sorry, but I am glad that Wonder Woman, or that Gal Gadot, is no longer playing the character. But anyways, let me know what you think about all of this. This wackadoodle situation known as the DCU. Do you like Wonder Woman? Do you maybe wish she was coming back? Do you really just want this to be a fresh reboot, so you're kind of glad that she's not coming back? Do you hate me? I hope that's not the case, but I mean, let me know about that in the comments as well. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.